Hey friends and crafters, it's KC with Create with KC. I have a stamp set for you today, and a lot of people have been asking me, how do you use it? So it is a little advanced, but I think with some instruction and a little bit of patience and willingness to try something new, I think I've got a good solution for this stamp set. Okay, so this is the card that I have made. Let me cut on my light so we can see a little bit better. This is the card that I had made. This is the stamp in question. And this is actually two stamps. So you can stamp birthday by itself, and you can stamp wishes by itself, or you can stamp it together. Now, let me show you the stamp set so you know what we're talking about. But also I want to point out with this card is that I only used two other products to make this card. You don't have to use these. You can use this one stamp set to make this card. So let me show you the stamp set. I'll put that card right there so you can see it. Here is the stamp set. I got this from the Gina K March card kit, and it's a little different. So like here is the single stamp set, stamps like birthday, like the sample I showed you, birthday, it's by itself, wishes is by itself. And then I stamped the flowers, and you can see them here. I stamped the flowers, and it comes with a coordinating die set. Now this is where I had to play with it a little bit, and I wanted to show you that don't let the stamp set be intimidating, because if you use the technique that I'm using, you will see it is a whole lot easier to use. So that's the stamp set, and this is the coordinating die. It does not come with the magnet. I added the magnet myself. So here is the coordinating die. You can see it cuts out the birthday and wishes together like I did here. It doesn't cut it out singly. So if you want this cut out singly, meaning by itself, you're going to have to fussy cut it. But no worries, I'm going to show you how to use it. The other products that I used to make this card were just some cardstock from my stash. I am going to use this die out of Master Layouts 15. This postage stamp die, this one, and I cut it out in another piece of like a tan brown. This is from some stash that I already had, and it's this die set right here. So I cut that out. So we're going to use that. I have a white card base here, but we're going to use it to do our panel. And I also use some background stenciling with this stencil, and this one is called Mandela Burst. And I'll show this up close so you can see. There it is in the background. Okay, so I use these craft stacks to keep organized, to keep everything, my project in that I'm working on, I keep it together. And then you're going to use a piece of acetate, and I put a piece of washi down, and I just clean this and use this over and over. And I put the washi on it because it gets lost on your desk. So if you put a piece of washi on it, then you'll be able to recognize it and be able to grab it up and use it. So I put everything in my craft stack that I'm going to use to keep it nice and handy. So I pre-cut out a lot of things so I wouldn't take up a lot of time. I took the dies, all of these, and what I do is I do batch stamping, which means I go through and stamp several of these and cut them out and put them in a container. And I'll show you my container. Put them in my container. And when I need a sentiment, they're just already made, easy to grab. So what I did is I took the one for birthday, the one for friend, the one for Easter, and the one for spring. And I cut several of those out, and I'm going to keep my little templates, and I'm going to use these templates over and over, and I will just stash those with my die set. Okay, so I've got my Misty stamp positioner. I have 3 birthday wishes die already cut out. And what we're going to do, you're going to get your acetate sheet and set it to where you can find it. You're going to take your template that you cut out with birthday, and you're going to place it in the corner of your Misty. This also has a sticky mat in it. If you don't have a sticky mat, then you are going to tape your template in your Misty, and you're going to take one of your die cuts and place it back into your template. You're going to take your acetate sheet and you're going to place it on top of your template and your die cut, and you're going to take your acetate and press it down to where it sticks, because you don't want it to move. It's very important. This is going to be another guide for you. So you're going to take it and you're going to get it to stick to your Misty. Okay. Now you're going to get your stamp set, and you're going to use birthday. So we're going to put it on the door. Let me move this over so you can see it. You're going to put it on the door and get it ready. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your birthday. It goes on top, wishes goes on the bottom, and they stack. And you're going to put it on your die cut on top of your acetate sheet, and you're going to tentatively put your stamp where you think it should go. And once you've got it where you think it's going to work, you're going to close your Misty door, pick up your stamp set, and make sure your acetate stayed. And you're going to take whatever color ink that you're going to use for that stamp set. I'm using the VersaFine Clair Tuxedo Black. I do have Gina's Obsidian Black, but I need to re-ink it. So I'm going to use this VersaFine Clair. So you're going to ink it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be dark. Just needs to be about where you can see it. And you're going to close your Misty door. And you're just going to lightly tap it. And I didn't really get that bee, and I kind of wanted to see the bee. And you're going to look at it. And you're going to see if you need to reposition the birthday. And since I've done quite a few of these, I'm looking at it, and I think I like exactly where it is. So what I'm going to do is wipe the ink off. And I know that I like the placement. If I didn't like it, I would have readjusted, stamped it again, and did it again. So I like it. So I'm going to take my acetate. Oops, I just took off my washi tape. I'm going to take my acetate off, set it aside. I'm going to re-ink my birthday. And I am going to close my door. And I'm going to stamp my image. And then I'm going to not take out my template. I want to leave it. That will allow you to do another birthday and another birthday and another birthday, as many as you want. So we're going to take this out and put another one in and stamp it if you need another one. But I'm only going to do this one. Okay, so we're going to clean our stamp. And I'm just going to use a baby wipe for now so don't get ink everywhere. I'm going to move all this over to where we can see it a little bit better. Okay, now we're going to get our birthday wishes. So let's talk about this stamp set for a minute. We can do birthday wishes or birthday wishes. We can do Easter wishes, spring wishes. We can do hello spring, and we can do hello friend. So what I am going to do now is get the stamp set, the stamp wishes, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to place our stamp where we think it will sit on our die cut. And we're going to pick it up. We're going to get our acetate, place it down, stamp our stamp, and we're going to evaluate it. And I don't know if you can see it, but the little tail here, I need to move it up a little bit. So without taking anything off, we're going to clean our stamp, clean the ink off our acetate, and we're going to reposition this little up swing on the stamp. We like all the other parts, so we're just going to just move it up just a little bit. And we're going to restamp and see what this one looks like. Once you get this first stamp the way you want it, then it's a whole lot easier to keep stamping. I still am not happy with it. The S on the wishes is still down too far. So we're going to move it up a little bit more. Remove our ink. This time I'm going to close it and see. I think I've got it up too far this time. think it's down too far again, so we're going to move it down. We're going to keep just adjusting it and making sure it's where we want it to be. Okay, one more time. I think this is going to do it. Like I said, the first initial placement takes a little bit, but once you get it where you need to get it, it's a matter of you taking your die cuts out and stamping, put another die cut in and stamp. And I like the way this looks. So we're going to go with it. And remove our acetate. Stamp our stamp again. And it looks perfect. And I'll take my pickup stick. We're going to leave our template in there. And I'll hold it up so you can see it. There you go. It's perfectly stamped. Okay, so let's finish making our card. Excuse me. So the other sentiments are very similar. You just position, stamp, and position, stamp till you like what you see. So what we're going to do with these is I have two other blank ones, and we're just going to glue these together and stack them and give them a little bit of structure. We don't need our die set anymore because I cut everything out. We need our card base. We're going to prep our background with our stencil. So we need to cut, this was a card base that I'm going to use just to cut our panel with. And it is going to be slightly smaller than our card base. So we're going to do 5 3/8. Nope. We're going to do this side first. 4 1/8. Save this for scrap for later. And this one, this side is going to be 5 3/8. And this is my Gina K trimmer. If you don't have this trimmer, get one. You'll love it. It's really nice. I think I'm going to show you how to do a cut top folding card bases on it. It took me a while to figure it out, but I figured it out. That's for another video. Okay, so we're going to take our stencil, mandala or mandalia, whichever way you want to say it, and we are going to lay it on our card panel and try to center it. And I think what I did was I took the corners, one of these peaks, and just centered it like that. You can rearrange it however you want. And I am going to tape, because as soon as you say you don't have to tape it, it'll move. So I don't say that anymore. I just tape it. Just tape it so you don't mess it up. All right. And I do not have any Gina K blues. That's one thing I do need to order, is some Gina K blue hue inks. I got some new inks, and I'll show you those in just a minute. But I'm going to use the Simon Stamp Morning, and I have a Simon Says Stamp blending brush. I do have some Gina K brushes, but I have the small one, so I'm going to use this big one. I like the Gina K brushes for detail. And I am going to tap off on my glass mat, and I am going to start in the middle and just go outwards and just blend, blend, blend. Very light handed because you don't want this to be really, really dark. That's why we picked a really light shade. But you do want to give it some color. And the good thing with taping it like this is you create a hinge. You can pick it up and see if you like it, which I do. And we're going to go with that. Okay, so we've got our blended panel and we're going to glue it to our card base. And I have a tape runner. This is one of my favorites. It's by scrapbook.com. It fits really good in my hand. I haven't used Gina K's tape runner. I need to get one and use it. Okay, so we're just going to center this on our card base. To where we just have 1/8 of a border all the way around. And then from our Master Layouts 15, our postage stamp piece, and we are going to use our fine tip glue bottle from Gina K, and we're going to just glue this straight to our blended background panel, and we're going to glue it over to the left. Now these flowers were in the stamp set, so you can make a whole card with this teeny tiny little stamp set. This little stamp set right here has all your sentiments, and it has some focal points like these little flowers and the dies that cut them out. So what I did was Gina K's rock and roll technique. I stamped the flowers and then I die cut them out. So I stamped them and I started like with this one is sweet corn. And then I did the rock and roll method and just tapped lightly the I used a sponge dauber actually and tapped it into I think peach Bellini and on the stamp and stamped it in my Misty and got this two-tone flower. So we are going to glue a small one to the top. In the corner and another small one to the bottom corner. And then we're going to pop up the larger flower with a square. This is also from scrapbook.com. And we're going to pop up this one here. Then we're going to take that medium flower and tuck it under a little bit and place it in the top. And then another larger flower. We're going to place in the corner of the bottom. Then I glued my sentiment that we made today on 2 other die cuts. So it's gave it some substance. It's thick. It's thick mama. And we're going to I glued those together and we're going to glue this flat on our card. Oop, better put it the right way. And we're going to kind of come over just a little bit. Lovely. And then from my stash, I'm not sure where these came from, probably a Stampin' Up product because I used to order a lot of Stampin' Up stuff. And I think this is like a shade they call Champagne. And it kind of complements this tan that I used. And I am just going to put a little gem in each center. And I used my Gina K, the wax tip, to pick those up. So there we have it. There is how I stamped these stamps using the stamp set called, what was that one called? Modern Greetings from Gina K's March card kit. Don't get discouraged and intimidated by these stamps because it's really easy. If you follow my recipe for my technique for doing this particular stamping, you will get to where you like doing it. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you appreciated the video, and I appreciate y'all watching it and sticking with me. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. And for the exact products that I used, I have a product link below. Just click it and it takes you straight to where I bought the products. So I'll see you next time. Bye. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you look in the two corners up top, I have chosen two more for you to watch. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.